Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back for another Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Duel video. Next match, Cross-Banlist Cup. Again, we are back at the Group G. Yep, if I'm not mistaken. So let's zoom in. I'm feeling much better, thank you. Compared to a couple of days ago. So anyway, let's focus. Dragon Rulers versus Virtual Worlds. So as you see, the last two matches here in Group G, both these decks, if I'm not mistaken, they are already out, yeah, because of the matchup. So, well, this particular matchup doesn't really matter too much in case of this particular tournament, but again, it's pretty much always interesting to see how these kind of matchups play out. And now with the side deck. So Rulers from 2013, Baby Dragon Rulers, basically full force. It's going to take on Virtual World from 2020, one of the best decks. Also, I guess, again, power creep and the fact that it can spam through King of All Calamities at 2 in the extra deck, if I'm not mistaken. It's, I mean, it basically stops every deck in its tracks. Unless Imperm or whatever, but you know, Dragon Rulers doesn't have access to that. So, which deck has the advantage? And I feel I can definitely agree with the people. What was it? About 75% of the votes see that Virtual World should have the advantage over Rulers, and you know, I can see why. Maxi is there, and again, it's an interesting one, again, very similar to the OCG where Maxi currently is legal. Obviously, it's, you know, a big deal. But in case of Dragon Rulers, well, an older deck, giving them draws, like, how many? 6 in total? Like, what is it, plus 5? 6 draws? I still face, or at least I'm still facing Calamities. Calamities calling fire, so that's cool. I'm not able to use Blaster in my hand. So that's, I guess, a good call. And Veiler on its own isn't that great. It's decent. It's also a level 1 tuner, right? So that can be important. But yeah, again, Calamities prevents any form of monster effects. It prevents attacks as well, so that's a problem. Plus the what is the trap? Is it Suchi? Again, it has been a while, these names from Virtual World, but yeah, Emptiness is not going to do that much because, again, because of the trap, it's going to get rid of it, and now Virtual World can plow through my field. The thing is that first, I overlooked the ranks, what is it called, Utopia Beyond, I believe the name is, the rank 6, that as soon as it hits the board, drops all attack of your opponent's monsters to 0, right? But let's face it, it's not going to matter if I put or at least if I had put Tempest and Tidal in defense position, it would not have mattered. Again, I mean, the Virtual World level 6 would have hit the field, sent something to the graveyard. Coral Dragon is there to pop something from my, or at least, you know, from the opponent in general, right? There is the Vermilion Dragon Mag that again hits the opponent, pops one monster, so it's not going to matter. Yeah, that's the thing. Plus, let's not forget, True King of All Calamities calling light, I feel, and if that was the case, right? Blocking a potential effect failure. So now I'm going first. It's a decent opening. Scrap Dragon to, you know, force or threaten my opponent during my turn, and kind of sit on the emptiness. And the thing is that if I still want to have a chance, I need to push for a game here. So only one set. And so I go for Draco Sack to force out the back row, leave the tokens on my side of the field since, you know, they're just going to be Synchro Fodder. Hit the back row, which is called by, and that's fine. You know, I can just go for any level 7 Synchro. Well, I guess I needed the extra attack boost off of Ancient Wyvern and go for Tempest as well. Now, the thing is that Virtual World could have definitely set... what is it? Is it the names, guys? The Stratos, right? The Searcher. But the thing is that, as you saw in the Dragon Ruler extra deck, Crimson Blader is there. Definitely don't overlook Crimson Blader. And the OCG format Crimson Blader was also tagged in the mirror match from Virtual World, right? So, you know, as you know, Crimson Blader, when it like destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends to the graveyard, your opponent during their turn is not able to, I believe, normal and or special summon level 5 or higher monsters. So it basically shuts down the whole Virtual World mashup, right? I mean, no, they can still exceed, so with like some shenanigans, you know, Zeus might still hit the board. But there's protection for that, but then again, Crimson Blader is such a powerful card, right? But so I get why not setting the level 3 there. Anyway, game number 3, and this kind of feels the same field. Again, I'm staring down the True King of all calamities, I think calling Fire, plus the Shen. Is it Shen the names? The, you know, the Macrocosmos on legs. But the problem is, what can I do? And here, the same situation as before. Okay, I have Maxi, it's definitely going to give me a bunch of draws, but during my opponent's turn, you know, True King of all calamities is just going to call light. It will prevent the eventual effect failure from hitting the board, or, you know, hitting Cloud Castle or whatever. And yeah, I can draw like 10 cards, but I'm not able to stop the onslaught. And even then, I can like draw half of my deck. But if Virtual World is able to end on True King of all calamities with like Shen plus the trap, Chuchi, I believe the name is, yeah, what can I do? Okay, Heavy Storm is there, but again, I'm still, I would have been still under the True King, right? So that's the thing, you can have like plus 10 over your opponent, but True King of all calamities is such a sacky, well no, it's such a terrible card, right? This card destruction felt kinda weak. It was. So I'm fine with Ash Blossom. Again, I can end on pretty much like a very similar board as before, like Big Synchro Emptiness. I'm going for Dracossack. I'm not seeing any other Exceed I could make. But I will, at least this interaction I didn't know. I'm not sure if it's correct. It might be. It's probably correct. But the game forces me to banish all my cards and leave the tokens the tokens on my side of the field. So I'm not sure if this is the correct ruling. It probably is. So this is something I didn't know. Otherwise, I probably would have kept my emptiness. But let's face it, everything cleared and still only having emptiness. What can I do next turn? I need to draw Mystical Space Typhoon maybe to pop my opponent's trap. Vandy's Emptiness will self-destruct and maybe go from there. But that's it, right? Emptiness will just block myself as well, so yeah, what can I do? The 2 tokens in defense position, it's no, okay, the battle phase has already happened. So again, I'm under True King of all calamities. The Chuchi, the trap card, is still there. I hope these names are correct. Plus Messier 7. I guess Messier 7 could have gotten back an Ash Blossom. Yeah, I think so. But whatever, it's not going to matter. This is again a situation as before, like 3 monsters in defense position, but even 4 if I didn't go for that Exceed summon, but again, it just doesn't matter. Messier 7 can bounce something back. Again, there's Coral Dragon to hit a card, there is Vermilion Dragon Mech to hit a card. Okay, Dracossack is protected but because of the tokens, but again, you can just hit the tokens first and then go for Dracossack. Or Messier 7 to bounce back Dracossack, you know, or the Virtual World level 6 also banishes, or is it, no, it sends to the grave, yeah. Yeah, what can I do? I mean, this feels so terrible. I mean, there were some chances. As you saw, main and or side deck Maxi is strong, drawing into potential failures. Failures are level 1 tuners to potentially, you know, threaten my opponent with Crimson Blader. Emptiness, obviously, to block any special summoning deck, you know, from playing the game. Mystical Space Typhoons to shut down my own emptiness, hit opponent's trap card, Virtual World Trap, and potentially get in a Crimson Blader lock. So there were definitely some options, but I mean, if you look at the predictions from the people from the previous video, or you know, from the community tab, this kind of feels that this was, you know, bound to happen. 3-1 in favor of Virtual World, and yeah, Dragon Rulers are ending up 3 points, or with 3 points here in Group G. So the next matchup is the last matchup here in this particular group. We have, I believe, Full Force Spirals, if I'm not mistaken. From 2017 it should be extra, oh yeah, double Firewall shenanigans featuring Spiral Sleeper and so on. It's going to take on, oh, Sky Strikers from 2019. So that's a cool matchup. This matchup is, you know, at least was relevant in the OCG some time ago, but you know, Spirals are bigger. Have you know, access to double Firewall shenanigans. So this should definitely be a good matchup. So again, like always, feel free to leave your predictions. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or a like if you enjoyed the video. Bleedum signing out. Peace.